Conrad Marburg. Apparently our dossier is 83% complete. Probably that one last secret that we needed to find in Marburg's mansion would have completed that. I have no idea where that was. Apparently he trusts us. He's age 65, American, and he works as the operations chief for the Veteran Combat Initiative. Marburg was chief of security for Halbeck a year ago before he resigned and took up the job of chief of operations for the Veteran Combat Initiative. Whatever his reasons for the transfer, it is unlikely he has given up his commitment to Halbeck. So the career change is something of a mystery. Judging from his employee reports from his tenure at Halbeck, Marburg doesn't have a good read on people. In almost all respects, except for military hires, he's chosen employees poorly. He assumes professionalism and loyalty, yet doesn't test for it. But once an employee has proven themselves disloyal, he is quick to let them go and sever all ties. He gives people one chance to prove themselves, and if they let him down, he lets them go abruptly. Marburg still carries out VCI field operations, and judging from the debriefings, he's a one-man army. He's carried out operations in Kuwait, South Africa, and was believed to have been involved in an oil refinery explosion in Moscow. In each instance, he was in and out quickly and efficiently. Marburg keeps his mission in mind. He has no sense of bravado or chivalry, and will retreat from a battle if a prolonged firefight is jeopardizing his mission. He expects the same of his subordinates, and they all understand the nature of sacrifice when it comes to accomplishing an objective. Marburg is getting along in years, but he still trains in martial arts almost every morning after his 10-mile run. Opponents who think that getting in close is enough to take him down will be in for a shock. Marburg is exceptionally skilled in hand-to-hand combat, so unless an attacker is confident in their hand-to-hand skills, a firefight with Marburg has a chance of turning out better than a brawl will. The only time he is unlikely to outmaneuver or block an opponent is when he is reloading his pistol. Any other time will have him ready and on his guard to take down opponents. Secret fact: Leyland uncovered Marburg's past and used it to his benefit. Once Leyland discovered Marburg worked in the Black Operations Division with little or no accountability and prone to disposing of agents, he quickly assessed his contacts within the government to see if a current iteration of Das Vault existed, leading him to Alpha Protocol and to its agent roster. Meena, we know 100% about her. We've got friendship with her. She's age 27. She's American, an intelligence analyst for Alpha Protocol. Meena Tang is an analyst first and a tactician second, and a field agent third. She's been with Alpha Protocol for about a year, working primarily in encrypting and decrypting information. She assists Alan Parker on intel assignments, but is also called upon to help train new recruits in firearm basics. Her data analysis led to the discovery of several missing advanced prototype missiles from Halbeck's stock. The evidence she obtained forms the basis for Desert Spear, the mission to track down and deal with Sheikh Ali Sahid. Meena was with the National Security Administration for several years before coming to Alpha Protocol. They asked her to join out of college, right after a calculus professor had told a friend in the NSA about her mathematical ability. All her reviews at the NSA bordered on above average to outstanding, but eventually she decided the work was not for her and resigned. According to records, Alpha Protocol contacted her the hour after she placed her resignation letter on her superior's desk at the NSA. Once Alpha Protocol explained their purpose and her assignment, she agreed to join the agency. Meena found work within the National Security Administration unsatisfying. Didn't we read that already? And to quote her own words, she didn't feel she was doing much to make the world a safer place. She has had more luck with Alpha Protocol. Her field work with Alan Parker in Halbeck's Milan office was largely responsible for the discovery of the missing Halbeck missiles and the first mission to Saudi Arabia. It is unusual, however, in that both Meena and Parker were made unaware of each other's presence. Meena has been inserted into Alpha Protocol as a spy to monitor their activities. As such, it is possible she never truly resigned her role in the National Security Administration, but instead has continued to feed them information about Alpha Protocol's activities. Omar Mohammed bin Nasri. Omar Mohammed bin Nasri is age 33. He's Saudi, and he's a weapons trafficker for Al Samad, more or less, because he was selling them to them. I guess anyone who pays him really doesn't matter, but apparently we've got a 100% complete dossier on him. But Nasri is a weapons trafficker based in the Middle East. He has connections throughout Moscow, Eastern Europe, and has been responsible for selling off large Russian weapons stockpiles throughout the world. He has a number of armed guards at his disposal, and he runs a tight operation where laziness and joking around are punished with a bullet. And this attitude is mirrored in his guards' treatment of others who come to make deals with Nasri. The CIA and Interpol have been aware of Nasri's activities for some time, but putting an end to his operation always comes down to the information Nasri provides, by being free versus how much would be gained by incarcerating him. As one field intelligence operative put it, putting Nasri in prison would no doubt save many lives, but the intelligence we gain about terrorist groups in the region by tracking his movements and shipments is equally valuable. Oman Dang. We know 100% about him. We're liked by him by 3. He's age 27. Honestly, I thought he was a lot older. Nationality is Taiwanese. Occupation is Chinese secret police. Oman Dang is almost like a boogeyman of the intelligence community, and he is feared among the underground. Those who mention his name often enough in Taipei invariably encounter him. He always knows when an enemy agent is active in his territory. Many either refuse to speak about him after meeting him or are never seen again. He shows little emotion, or sometimes the opposite of emotion, of his actual mood. Dang's true name, translated, means something close to division hand in English. His father requested this name for his son before he was jailed as an enemy of the People's Republic of China, and never seen by his family again. Dang's father belonged to a covert Taiwanese independence sect called the True Heirs, so named for their belief that Taiwan, not mainland China, was the true inheritor of the Chinese culture and tradition. He was also a bodyguard and personal messenger for Ronald Sung for many years. Sung did not forget his employees' loyalty and took care of the family after his imprisonment. Sung was a distant patron at best, but he ensured that Deng and his mother were comfortable. You know, you'd think that if Michael had read this dossier, that he would actually know that Deng was not the one who was trying to assassinate President Sung. Whatever. Through his father's friends and fellow secessionists, who still looked after the family, Omen became aware of a splinter group of the true heirs known as the Nine Omens in Chinese. Deng went to the Chinese authorities and persuaded them that, with his help, he could track down the group responsible and that his experience with the underground could prove invaluable. The Chinese agreed, and Deng was officially enlisted in their employ. Deng led the Chinese secret police to Nine Omens' hideout, and every member of the group was captured, including Omen's own brother. Impressed by his loyalty to the state over his own family, the CSP offered Deng a position in their ranks. Well, I guess that kind of goes back on it because, you know, he's loyal even against his own family, so, oh well, whatever. Anyway, he branded himself Omen in English in honor of the case that gave him his career. Thanks to the Nine Omens, his remarkable skill, Omen is now one of the higher-ranking agents in the secret police. Secret fact: despite his apparent loyalty to the People's Republic, Omen Deng has spent his entire life as a True Heirs double agent. The Nine Omens case was a ruse to gain the trust of the Chinese government. Ah, there we go. And Deng took the name Omen to honor the sacrifices of his brother and the other men who gave their lives to secure his cover as an agent of the Chinese secret police. I see. Very interesting indeed. In any case, let's move along.